just come back from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I'm assuming, after that defeat. Well, look, seeing as you were there, I think you're probably the only person we've spoken to who was at the stadium. Talk to me a bit about Harry Kane and the reception he got, and anything you can tell me about what happened with the, Kane being back at N17.
Yeah, first of all, it was great to be back at Tottenham, and it was a good atmosphere around the place. The sun was shining, and people were in good spirits until the game started. Well, until about 10 minutes into the game. But no, Harry Kane, it was great to see him back. It really was. It was unfortunate he didn't get more minutes and maybe didn't start the game, but he came on, got a really big reception. And then after the game, he did a lap on around the pitch, applauding every single stand. So that was a really nice touch from him. And yeah, it was just great to see him back. And it's good that he finally got that big send-off that he thoroughly deserves. And obviously, there are a lot of chance of he's one of our own, Harry Kane. Only good things were going towards Harry Kane today. So that was good to see.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. I don't know if you might have seen after the game, he had the chance to lift the trophy and he refused. I'm guessing out of respect to the fans. I don't know if you saw anything in the stadium of that. Probably, maybe not. But that's a really nice touch from him, isn't it?
I was gone by then.
I
was gone by then. But
you're not. See, just in case you don't want to see Kane lifting no trophy on our stadium. That's for sure.
Nah, there was no chance I was waiting around to see Bayern Munich lift the trophy at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But what I did see is a really nice embrace from Sonny and Kane at full time. It was really lovely to see. They were probably standing there for 5-10 minutes just chatting away. And obviously, you just know that was.
Yeah. But okay, in terms of the game then, what did you make out of it? Because, we started so quickly, got that goal, and then very quickly after Bayern took control, very similar problems that have been, big problem set pieces, back post problems as well, playing out the back, which Vicario had a problem in Korea as well. So what was the feeling like being there about what happened?
I'm like they've been in pre-season for a month now, however long it's been, and it's the same old problems over and over again. I just don't understand. Like you said, the set pieces were absolutely shocking today. That one where I can't remember who scored it at the back post, but there's just no marking whatsoever. And I'm just thinking, what are they working on the training pitch? And Vicario playing out of the back as well, and I don't get what happens in the first half and second halves where we've got our first choice midfield pretty much with Maddison, Sarr in the middle of the park, and Bissouma. And just passing just seems to be way off it. They just couldn't put a pass together in the first half. And it was just so frustrating. I just don't understand what they're working on the training pitch. And it takes for players like Lucas Bergvall to come on in the second half and show them how it's done.
Yeah, is it a concern for you in terms of these defensive issues? I know we didn't have our first choice defence out there today, but these are issues that we've had when our first choice defence has been on the pitch as well. The back end of last season, some of the performances like Newcastle and Arsenal and Liverpool, where we had very similar issues that we did today. Then we had our first choice defence then. Like, are you starting to get worried that these issues won't get solved? And if they don't, will Ange pay the price for it?
Yeah, I think he will ultimately pay the price for it if it doesn't get better, because it's simple issues that we can fix, and they just don't seem to be getting better. Like, no matter if you've got your first choice or your second choice defence on the pitch, like, there's no getting away from simple marking from set pieces. It just doesn't make sense that you don't. Like, that's schoolboy stuff. That really is. And when it happens over and over and over again, you got to ask questions, and these need to be rectified sooner rather than later. We're a week away from the season now, and I don't feel like we're ready.
You don't feel like we're ready, so you're worried going to our Leicester game. Do you think we won't? Well, if we're not ready for the season and we don't start well, there will be fans saying, look how we've been since November in terms of results wise. I think there will be a bigger noise about people questioning Ange. Not that I think that's right, but it's only natural when you probably take our form from November, and if we have a dodgy start now, they would say, look at this period of 9 months where we're 10th in the form table or something, and it's not improving, and then people will start to question Ange. But hopefully he has to sort that, because if these issues are continually costing us results, it's going to be a big concern going to the season. But look, let's talk about more positive things. I want to know what your thoughts are on Bentancur, because first time we saw him, obviously we saw Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie as well, who I thought all three of them looked pretty good. But Bentancur especially, because we saw him in the number 6. Obviously, Basuma, we saw in the first half, had some really good moments, but then as the half wore on, started to give the ball away in bad positions and things like that. But Bentancur, a lot of people have been praising him. A lot of people saying he had a really good half. Do you think off the back of that 45, does he start in the 6 on Monday night?
I think he should, I was really impressed with what I saw from him. I think you're seeing a Bentancur get back to his best. And I was saying in my post-match reaction, I have no idea what midfield is going to start, but the midfield that I think should start is Bentancur, Bergvall, and Kulusevski.
Yeah, and so that was going to be in one of my other questions about Decky, where he fits in. So you think Maddison has to come out, Sarr has to come out, and Basuma have to come out?
Absolutely. I think Maddison was really poor today, really poor. Sarr showed a bit of flashes in the first half, but again, it's not the same Sarr that we do know and love. And the midfielders that are really stepping up for the team are those 3 midfielders that I spoke about. Yes, Kulusevski's been playing in the 9, but I think Solanke does come straight in, especially what Ange said in his post-match presser. So I think you've got to play the players in form, and Bergvall is literally running the show every single game whenever he comes on. He has to play, in my opinion. Bentancur, not only did he show signs that he's getting back to his best today, but in the Copa America for Uruguay as well, he was, put in top performances. So I think he's got a big shout to play, in my opinion. And Decky. So, yeah, I think those 3 players are the players that could start. And Maddison and Sarr and these kind of players need to play their way back into the team, in my opinion.
Yeah, which would be interesting, because if that's our 3 come Monday, because I think correct me if I'm wrong, in the last 2 friendlies, it's been Basuma, Maddison and Sarr from the start, I think. Well, yeah. Gray started the Bayern game, first one, then Basuma came on. But he's definitely preferred Maddison and Sarr. So it would be kind of, maybe it would be Ange saying they haven't been good enough if they don't start on Monday, which would be true, but it'll be interesting to see what Ange does, or whether he persists with what, at the beginning of it, let's be honest, at the start of last season, Basuma, Maddison and Sarr was the 3 that we all were, clamouring around, and that was the 3 that was working so well. So it'll be interesting to see if Ange goes away from that.
I don't understand why this keeps happening in pre-season, though. Every single game, this seems to happen. We start our first choice midfield, it looks really poor, and then we bring on, the younger players, and it just looks so much better in that second half. I thought the pressing when Bentancur and Bergvall were on the pitch was absolutely brilliant. They didn't let the Bayern players rest for a second on the ball, where the pressing in the first half was a bit half-assed. And, Bayern hardly had a chance on our goal. Well, they had a few chances, but nowhere near as many as they had in the first half, where they seemed to cut us open so easily. Yes, I know the defence was there, and Romero, Van der Ven, and Udogie, by the way, I thought looked pretty good when he came on as well. That bulldozing terrier down that left-hand side. And Archie Gray. I thought Archie Gray at right back looked really good today as well.
Yeah, I thought he started he struggled a bit the first 5-10 minutes, and then once he got into the game, he started to get really confident, and he started to play with his quick feet, and he started to get round players, and he was looking really good. There was an incident, I don't know, you probably saw it, with Bergvall in that second half. I mean, maybe I had a better view of it watching it on TV than you did, but I don't know if you know anything more about that. He seemed to have an incident off the ball where he was down for a bit, and he looked like he was going to come off, and then he ended up staying on. But it looked like, from watching it at home, he was maybe choking on something. Maybe people are saying he might have been choking on some chewing gum, but I don't know if there was any word from in the stadium about what more about that incident.
No, I was also wondering what was happening. I saw him on the sidelines. I thought maybe he was just putting his boot back on. I don't know anything about choking or chewing gum or anything like that.
So he had a problem with his boot, and then he went to change his boot, and then when he came back on, he was all alone, and then he started really struggling with
Was that down the other end of the pitch? That was down the north end of the pitch.
Yeah. And
Yes.
it looked like he was trying to be sick or something, but then you saw the medics like slapping his back or something, and I think maybe he was. I think people are speculating might have been choking on a piece of gum, but I was wondering if you saw anything about that. But that was a bit of a
I
concerning
didn't
issue
see
at that point.
anything. I didn't see anything about that, but this guy is special, man. I keep saying it week in, week out on these friendlies. And my love for this guy is just growing and growing and growing. I can't wax lyrical more about him. He has to start in the first game of the season. He is our, Decky aside, he is our best performing player in pre-season. And
We had some Swedish link up today, didn't he? He assisted Decky for that second goal.
what a goal that was, by the way.
Yeah, good pressing, won it hard the pitch, and then really good finish from Decky on his right foot.
And what do I keep saying about Decky? Use your right foot more because good things happen.
All right, so before we let you go, give me your starting 11 for Leicester. What do you reckon it is?
Vicario in goal, but he needs to get better at playing out the back because he's really starting to frustrate me with that. Right back Porro, left back Udogi, Mickey van der Ven and Cuti Romero at centre backs. Bentancur in the 6, Bergvall in the 8, Kulusevski in the 10, or Bergvall in the 10, Kulusevski in the 8, whichever way he wants to go. Brennan on the right, even though I think he's been poor the last couple of games, I just don't think we have options. Solanke up top, and Sonny on the left.
All right, well, stay tuned for tomorrow because we're going to be doing all the post-match content, me and Ben, so watch out for that. But Ben, that's all for now. I'll let you go enjoy your evening, and we'll see you very soon.
Enjoy. I got to edit the vlog now.
Well, watch out for that then. Cheers.
See you later, guys.
See you in a bit.